Hi, everyone. It's Ray Bagnuolo, and nice to be with you again on Friday night. I'm out at a hospital in our area here, just did a hospital visit, and there's still enough light, so I'm recording this from the parking lot. These little videos get done from almost anywhere. Uh, we're in our third week of Pride Week, and we've been having a lot of wonderful conversations and sharing time with others within the church and our community here and communities of faith as we remember. Mostly we remember the people that have gone before to start with. There's such a rich history. I hope that if you're just finding your way into this community or hoping to learn more about it, that you do just a little bit of research. Go back to Stonewall, read about Stonewall a bit. And there's been so much time, energy, sacrifice that has gone into the lives that we are able to share today as queer people. And that's not to say it's perfect, because we know it's not. Um, but there's a lot of people that have gone before, and that connection is really important. And what's also important is for those of us who are of an age, a little bit older, that we remember too that we're in that generational shift. We're moving toward that upper part of the age of our community, and there's those who are sort of in the middle part there who are maybe 40s, 50s, 30s, and then there's a whole young generation of people. And language changes. I had someone call me the other day. They had these questions about what is polyamorous. Never heard of polyamorous. I've been queer all my life. What is polyamorous? And there are people who back in the day said, what is gay? What is transgender? What is bisexual? So the language we use is so critically important in trying to explain who we are. And frequently when we're moving through some of these transitions in our community and in the culture, the language is still forming, so it's never perfect. And it can be a little jarring to people that aren't quite ready to hear it. So it takes time. And as I always say, when you're out and you're talking to people honestly about who you are, and you're entering into the community, engaging in the community, working to change things, we become the curriculum for a lot of people. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What does that mean? How could you do that? Well, doesn't the Bible say this? No, by the way, it doesn't. Um, so the language part is really important. I'm always aware of that. But this generational thing is also important too. People like me, I'm 70 years old. So there's people like me who, in my age bracket, we lost a whole generation of people in the AIDS crisis. So people my age who are part of this community are sparse in a lot of ways. I mean, there's a lot of us for sure, but we lost hundreds of thousands of people during that time. And so there's a whole community that's post-AIDS, and then there's those of us who lived through AIDS, and then there's those who are before AIDS, and we end up trying to figure out, how do we communicate, how do we support one another, and how do we help each other? Because that's what it's about. How do we help each other? And the important thing for me, for always, it's just always been that if anyone should be helping anybody in their journey on this planet, with kindness, compassion, love, generosity, all of those things, it should be coming from our communities of faith. That's it. It's not like a big deal. It's like, there's the whole gospel, there's the whole Torah, there's the whole... That's what it is. Love God with all your heart and all your soul, however you understand God, and then love one another as yourself. And every instance you look around at where there's something awry, something that's not going right, somebody's not loving somebody, somebody's maybe not loving themselves, and they're taking it out on others. And communities of faith are such a powerful place on this planet. They are very different. They should be anyway. They're not businesses. They should not be anyway. And there's a special role the communities of faith can play. So we don't have that universally. Obviously we don't. We have a lot of places where we're still not welcome, or we're sort of like suspect, that look like, what? Polyamorous? What? Gay? What? But there are communities of faith where we gather and where we are welcome, and where we can explore not only ourselves spiritually, but share the gifts that we have with others as they explore their lives spiritually, and as we work to make this world really a better place and more comfortable, less violence, less marginalization, less oppression, less bullying, less legislation. It's hard. It's hard. But we can't lose hope, right? And the people that went before us didn't lose hope. The people who sacrificed during some of the things that happened to our community didn't lose hope as a community. And no matter how we may feel at any one given moment in time, no matter how alone we might feel, no matter how marginalized we might feel, even no matter how lonely we might feel, there are others around us. And this is why I continue to talk about communities of faith as being so important, because that should be the one place where we can go to and find some support as we journey into these other aspects of our lives and try to figure out where we fit, who we are, what our life is going to be, how we're going to contribute this time we have on the planet in positive ways without being bullied and picked on and the targets of violence and all that other garbage. So don't give up, right? Find a community of faith, or if you can't find one of those, just be with other people like yourself or who you think might be like yourself, and gather with them. A quick story: when we were doing a social justice activity a few years ago in 2018, and we were trying to get out the vote, totally nonpartisan, but 18-year-olds could vote in 2018, right? Once you're 18, you can vote. So we started a campaign called 18 Vote. And we got kids together, we got people in school together, in high schools, who were going to turn 18 and encourage them to vote. Wonderful group of kids. Did a lot of stuff. Went out, registered people. It was really good. And they were kids who were gender fluid across all of they were just welcoming and loving. These bugs are crazy. But one of them said to me, I said, so what do you think? You think your other classmates in the high school would go along with this? And they said, well, I don't know, I don't think everybody would agree. And I said, please, don't wait for everybody to agree. It isn't going to happen. Gather with people like yourself who get it. Be with others, do what you can do with others, and make sure you do it in such a way that the door is open. There's an invitation to those who might not yet be ready. And then when they are, they'll know that there's a welcoming there for them too, because honestly, the welcoming cannot be compartmentalized just for this group or that group or this group. That's why we're in the problem or have the problems we have. So a lot of stuff. I didn't think I had anything to say tonight, but I do ramble on these because that's what I do. And most of all, though, I want you to know how much you are loved, how much I love you, how much God loves you, however you understand God, how you have been created to be exactly who you are, and then to grow in ways that bring that out, because your gifts are incredibly important to this world. Every single one of you, your gifts are so important, and you are even more so. Love you. Hope to see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you again next week from who knows where. All right, y'all. Take care. And happy Pride. Keep it going.